I want to thank you for viewing this PlyGem YouTube video on tips on how to install vinyl siding. Today we're going to go over the types of fasteners and how often you put them in and the right way to do it. So let's talk about that right at the front. The types of fasteners that you can use with vinyl siding is a nail, screw, or staple. We're going to use a nail here. It's the most common. And let's talk about the most critical parts, is how you actually nail the panel. Eric's showing you that the nails have to all be in the middle of the nail slots. And that's really critical for it to allow it to move, expand, and contract. So he's also showing you don't want the nails tight. You want about a 1/32 inch gap. So don't nail them tight. Make sure that your panels move left and right after the nail is in, and then you know that the panels can expand and contract. So let's talk about the nail spacing, the fastener spacing. Again, we're showing you an example. You can see these panels are up. We've already nailed it. We don't want those fasteners any more than 16 inches. As you can see here, this is installed perfectly. The nails are under 16 inches. So now you know they're in the middle. They're not nailed tight. They're 16 inches or less. Now let's talk about putting the panel into the J channel or stop. This is really critical. So the next area is whenever you're putting a panel into any kind of a stop, a corner post, a J channel, anything, you want to take your panel and you want to make sure you don't put it in tight. That's what we want to show you first, what tight is. That's not good because it's not going to move. You want to make sure that you leave about a 1/4 inch gap into the J channel so that the panel can expand and contract. So that's perfect. So now let's talk about the last part, and that's overlapping panels. So we're going to show you what that is with an actual application. So we're going to assume this left panel, all the panels that you have in vinyl siding are about 12'6", and on both ends they have a cutout for overlapping of about 1.5 inches. So you'll see that in the top of the panel and in the bottom of the panel. That lets them overlap and expand and contract within each other. So you need to know that both sides have that. So we got this first panel that's going to be on the left. By the way, you can make these overlaps go either way depending on where the traffic is, so you have least amount of view of those overlaps. So now Eric's going to put the other piece on. The right piece also has the notches, and you'll notice he's locking it in. And here's the last critical thing. When you do the overlaps, you don't want that overlap to be more than 1 inch. You want it right at 1 inch. He's going to show you that, of vinyl over vinyl. Those two nail hems have to be separated, because if you put this up in cold weather and it expands, you don't want those nail hems hitting, or you're going to get deformation of the panel. So again, you saw all the important aspects of overlapping, nailing, and installing standard vinyl siding. We hope that helped you. And again, thanks for checking out our YouTube videos. Continue to check YouTube for more PlyGem vinyl siding tips.